our world through storytelling. Self-advice. The mere mention of her name sparked laughter in the class. She never gave a correct answer to any question posed to her by any of her teachers. No one could compete with Osei for the last position, be it in midterm test or end-of-term examination. Her parents had given up on her and were waiting patiently for her to complete high school to get her to learn a trade. On board the Ayalolo bus back home from school, she sat beside a gentleman in his mid-30s in a black suit. The gentleman had tuned into one of the radio stations on his phone where a lady was being interviewed. She missed out on the person's name, but heard the point where the lady shared her experience of writing Wasi 7 times and encouraging the young ones not to give up. The gentleman alighted at the next bus stop. Osei kept pondering over what she had heard. When she got home, she sat on her bed and for some minutes played back the lady's voice in her mind. She rushed to take her bath, got dressed, and stood in front of the mirror. She smiled and said to herself, Osei, 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 how many times did I call you? 3 times, she answered herself and continued. Osei, I am not dumb. I am just lazy and love to procrastinate. It's high time I put myself together, planned, and made very good use of my time. Something must change. History must be made. I can be first in class. Yes, I am equally brilliant. She closed her eyes, took in a deep breath, and imagined herself looking on the notice board at school and seeing her name with the first position. She opened her eyes, beaming with smiles. Osei took a sheet of paper, drafted a timetable, wrote all the subjects, and put 100% score beside each subject and said to herself, it is time to act now. Osei visited her neighbor and asked for help with the topics she did not understand. As time went on, she tried to solve some questions on her own and realized it wasn't that difficult after all. She noted all her distractions and dealt with them accordingly, and she made sure she followed her timetable religiously. It was exams time, and Osei surprised her teachers. All the teachers asked her to write their papers again in their presence because they thought Osei copied. They couldn't believe the change. She became more confident and answered questions in class. From the 45th position, she moved to the 20th and then the 10th. Osei was promoted to JHS2. She kept learning to achieve her aim. She represented her school at the Brain Battle Quiz with 2 more mates, where they won the ultimate prize for the school. She wrote the BEC exams, having ones in all the subjects. My dear friends, make the bold decision to turn things around. You can be the hindrance to your own success. You can always be a better version of yourself. Remember, no one can do it better than you. A story a day, changing our world through storytelling.
A changing,